the pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the HOBO Racing Cup Series live on JTN. Tonight from the beautiful New Hampshire Motor Speedway here in the Granite State. Hello and welcome, folks. As always, my name is JoeTowNetwork. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, the hometown hero from just down the road in the great state of Massachusetts, the one and only Mr. Ricky Collette. Ricky, welcome back to New Hampshire, buddy.
Joe, it's great to be back here tonight at New Hampshire. Going to be having a fun night of racing here at the flattest track around, the 1 mile magic mile here at New Hampshire, Loudon, New Hampshire. It's the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. How many more times can I say New Hampshire, Joe?
You can say it a lot, and folks want to quickly say hello and welcome everyone in chat before Ricky goes on a tangent. See Greg, Tristan, Allie, Magoo all tuning in. Welcome in, folks. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday night. Took me a second to remember what night of the week it was. But Ricky, it's not raining anymore like it was when you were here on Sunday. So that's good.
That's good.
But second of all, we got a big field here tonight. Don't agree with that? You think it's a small field?
No, I do. I just didn't know where you were going with that.
Oh, okay. I thought handing you the mic was the cue, but well, let's cue you up, Ricky. A big field at a short track or a small track at least. What kind of challenges does that pose to these drivers here tonight?
A lot of challenges, because with a bigger field here, it makes it way harder to get around. Everyone knows how hard it is to pass at New Hampshire. A lot of patience, a lot of brake control, a lot of things going on there that you have to get used to. Excuse me, I was muting my stuff. I thought it was already muted, but it's tough to pass here. It's tough to get around this place and pick up positions quickly. You really have to make sure that you're staying up front and you're holding on to that position. You don't want to jeopardize track position unless you got a real good reason to be jeopardizing track position.
Don't jeopardize track position. Stay out front. We saw a lot of follow the leader. Already see that comment in chat from Greg, which New Hampshire has a tendency, right, to produce this single groove racing. Although these drivers, we've seen them up and down the track a little bit here tonight, but this last Thursday we saw it was still a struggle to find different lanes to pass. It's going to be something to watch as this race goes on, especially for some of the faster guys that might line up towards the back of the field. You see cars rolling off of pit lane here in happy hour. Ricky, that means qualifying is concluded. Why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
Oh, with pleasure, Joe. For tonight's race here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, we will be having 24 cars starting the field, and sitting on pole at a time of 28.244 seconds is going to be Caleb Lingo in the 113 car. Jason San Diego in the 22 car will be starting naturally from the second spot at a time of 28.350 seconds. Ryan Johnson, the 78 car, will be starting from the third spot. Jeff Stakenis in the 31 will be starting for the fourth position. Fifth spot goes to old Mac Daddy Keith McLean, the 28 car. Steve Brandt in the 11 will be starting for the sixth position. Jim Gloud in the 72 will be rolling off seventh. Steve Urbino in the 07 car will be starting from the eighth position. The 112 machine of Eddie Rayleigh will be rolling off from the ninth position. Matthew Stern in the 4 car will be rounding out the top 10 this evening. And Fugate in the 9 car will be starting from 11th. Herman Reese in the 73 car will be starting for the 12th spot. Rick Castle takes up spot number 13 in the 124 car. The 81 machine of Troy Donahue will be starting from the 14th position. DJ Hinsky in the 14 machine will be starting from 15th. Dan Rubino in the 44 car will be starting 16th this evening. 17th goes to the 25 of Ron Simpson. And the last car to take a time in qualifying tonight is going to be the 29 car Wyatt Dooling. He'll be rolling off for the 18th position. As I said, rest of the field picked on a random draw. 19th spot's going to go to Ken Hansen in the 94. 20th goes to Randy Smith in the 10 car. 21st goes to Bob Gibson, the 46. 22nd goes to Rod Weston, the 19. 23rd goes to the 00 car, Gary Jackson. And rounding out the field here tonight in spot number 24 is going to be the 27 of Frank Bombi. And that's going to be the starting lineup for tonight's race at New Hampshire. Like you said, Joe, like we were talking about, 24 cars, big field.
Big field.
By a lot of league standards and a very flat track, very technical track. It's going to be rough going tonight for these guys trying to navigate through the field.
Going to be a rough night. And again, it's going to start when the first yellow comes out tonight, Ricky, that is when the games will start to be played. How much is the track position going to be worth? Do you take 2 tires? Do you get a little aggressive with the strategy call? Maybe you stay out. Maybe you take fuel only. Tire is important, we know, but, maybe, just maybe, you see some of these drivers take a risk early on in this race to try to gain some track position, get a quick caution, and then get back on cycle with everyone else. It's something to watch. It's something we've seen play out successfully here at New Hampshire in the past. And, well, we're just going to have to wait and see here tonight how the cards fall. This, of course, was your AutoSim 2 race preview. Remember, AutoSim 2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. You can go check it out, play it. It's a fantastic game. You can sim through years and years of motorsports, whether you do it with our default roster, that's all fantasy drivers, or you join the AutoSim 2 Discord. You're going to have a fun time. Again, AutoSim 2, it's now available on Steam. Also, want to say hello. See, Ann has joined. Barbara has joined. Welcome in. Know the Rubinos. Steve and Dan will have their fan section in chat here tonight, so always glad to see you, you two ladies. Thanks for tuning in, and hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday night. Tristan talking about how he's on week 7 of his campaign to get on the Fake Racers podcast. Tristan, go check out this week's episode, and everyone else go check out this week's episode. Just got uploaded to JTN2. You can go check it out, or you can listen on your favorite podcast platform. Just search Fake Racers podcast. That was a weird one this week. You are warned. Jessica Kennis last week, Ricky. Late race restart. Spun the tires. Got a chance to talk with him down in the garage area before tonight's race. He said, Joe, I was just trying to make sure I didn't get to talk to you last week. That's what happened there, but obviously a frustrating end to the week last week for the 31. How do you rebound, though, to a track like New Hampshire that is so much different from that 1.5 miles in Atlanta?
Well, you have to really, really snap it back into your head that everything going on is different tonight, so you can kind of forget all the grooves about Atlanta, all the vibes. We had a bad time there. Some of these guys did. You definitely won't have to think about it again. New Hampshire, much a different track. A lot more brake time here. A lot more focusing on throttle off time than you would at somewhere like Atlanta.
Got Weston there in the 19, the mellow yellow Charger. He's going to have to start in the back here tonight, starting all the way back in row number 11. Outside for that fact, but he's got a JTN sticker on the car, so that adds about 5 horsepower. Haven't seen Steve out there on track yet, but he's going to line up in position number 8. And a couple Team Speedland cars were out there together. Randy Smith in the 10. He comes down pit lane. Steve Grant there in the 11. Team Speedland has all 4 cars here tonight. Jason San Diego starting there on row number 1. Field getting called to the grid. Drivers to their cars. Fans to their seats. As we await the command to get engines fired here from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines.
Cars roll off here. You heard the command. It'll be Caleb Lingle on the 113 lining up on pole with Jason San Diego to the outside. Ryan Johnson and Jeff Stukenis rolling off on row number 2 in the 78 and 31. Row 3 is the 28 of Keith McLean and the 11 to Steve Grant. Row 4 tonight, Jim Gloud in the 72 and Steve Rubino in the 07. And rounding out your top 10 tonight, the 10 of Randy Smith. That's incorrect. The 112 of Eddie Rayleigh and the 4 of Matthew Stern. And field of 24 makes their way through turns 3 and 4. Dodge Charger safety car pulls into the pit lane. Caleb Lingle with control. Green flag of a racing here from New Hampshire.
Ryan Johnson throws in deep on that 22 car, gets side by side with him. San Diego going to try to come back here on the outside. Caleb Lingle leads uncontested into turn number 3.
Momentum feels good on the outside line. Kind of seen drivers able to hold on to their position by just getting a good enough run off the exit of turns 2 and 4. San Diego was able to do it that time on the opening lap. Field getting single file here. Gloud maybe putting some pressure to Steve Grant there in the 11. They're all in line. At the Zebra Cakes 28. The big Deborah sponsored Ford of Keith McLean there. See it? Go through the rest of the field. Herman Reese losing a spot to the 124 Rick Castle. They're side by side. Reese able to hold the momentum on the outside. Hasn't lost the spot just yet. May have spoke too soon. Now the 124 takes the spot. Steve Rubino there in the 07. Sitting inside the top 10 right now. Oh, there goes Keith McLean around right in front of Steve Grant. Cars go everywhere to avoid big contact from Fugate. Caution out. Hinsky into the inside wall. Bob Gibson slid but didn't make contact with the 44. Caution out for the first time here tonight, Ricky.
Yeah, Joan, it just looks like that 28 rear end just stepped out for Keith McLean there.
We saw something similar happen to driver 28 on Thursday night. Would have to think a similar setup here with similarity that all New Hampshire tracks have in this wonderful sim. See the replay here.
And in this incident, Joe, even on the 14, DJ Hinsky, he knows it's full speed into that inside wall. That car probably got more damage than what the 28 got.
The 28 goes around. 11 and 72 do a great job of avoiding, but as you said, here comes the 14. Heavy lick into that wall. Let's go on board. Want to see what a driver sees when there's a spin in front of him?
Mm-hmm.
You don't sound so sure. Go on board
Yes,
with
Joe.
Let's do the Team Speedland anniversary on board with Steve Grant. I don't know how he avoided that. Split strategies here on pit lane. About half the field coming down, not even. Call it maybe a third of the field. Maybe 2/5, Ricky, maybe 40%. 30%. Quarter. Let's call it a quarter. Good quarter. Probably a third. A third of the field comes down pit lane. Caleb Lingle, though, still your leader. Working our first caution tonight. What did you see there on that opening run, Ricky, that maybe surprised you, or maybe something that you were expecting?
Nothing yet. We only got 5 laps there. Pretty much everything I knew that we'd see, which is that those cars are a little loose out there, a little on the ragged edge, and these guys got to be careful about those tires. Make sure that rear end doesn't step out.
As we work this first caution again, folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. I'm Joe, he's Ricky up here in the booth. Just got to that 1,380 subscriber mark, so thank you everyone at home for subscribing. We appreciate you guys so much. Again, doing that a little bit helps support us here on JTN. It helps get these streams out to more people, gives all of these drivers that put on excellent races week in and week out, gives them a larger platform to perform on. And again, we can't thank you folks at home enough for all that you do for us here at JTN, whether you're liking the videos, you're subscribing, you're one of our league partners bringing us out to these races. We thank you so much for what you do for us. And again, we hope you enjoy tonight's feature presentation of the HOBO Racing Cup Series from New Hampshire. Pace car lights are out here. Ricky will go back green next time by. See Takanis waving around there in the 31. Caleb Lingle will have control here for the restart, coming to lap 9 of 105. Couple guys up a decent amount of spots. Ken Hansen, I believe, stayed out there. He's up from the 19th position all the way up to 14th. Up 5 positions. Started this race. 94, one of our top 3 finishers last week at Atlanta. Caleb Lingle, though, looking to avenge what was a fast race car last week that, well, should have probably won if nothing bad happened, but unfortunately it did. But looking for a good restart here. Coming back to green, lap 9 of 105. We're back underway. Jason San Diego right on his tail.
San Diego right with them here as they come through turn 1 and 2. Lingle going to be able to get that rotation off. Car actually gets a little squirrely there for him. He keeps it straight, keeps it rolling. Almost looks like he was shifting there for a second. These guys come barreling down into turn number 3. Everyone kind of single file here. The 11 Steve Grant getting up on the 112 of Rayleigh. Right behind them, the 07 and the 4 are getting close on each other, Joe. Oh, we got a car around 29 over on his roof, dueling over on the front straightaway, collected the 73 of Herman Reese with him.
Goes back up the racetrack. Caution out here. New Hampshire for the second time here tonight.
Let's look at that 29 there, Wyatt dueling. Went up high in 3 and 4, basically ran the entire high line through the turn. And the car was fine up there, Joe, and then just in the center of the corner, it started to over-rotate on him. He was, he might have been able to save it if he hadn't been too wide there, but him and Herman Reese just get together, and he goes for a flip.
Herman Reese, wrong place, wrong time. Or wrong place, right time.
Right place, right, wrong place. Time.
I don't know how the sayings go. I ain't paid enough for that. It happens here at the 27. There's a secondary incident. Bombi. Locking it down, I think. Saw the wreck up ahead, and Stakanis, not enough time to react, runs into the back of him. Dueling down on pit lane. Barbara, Steve is back in 7th right now. And Dan looks like he's just outside the top 10. Ricky can confirm.
Let me just verify that. We got 3 cars on pit road. Yes, 15.
15. So 5 spots out of the top 10. 15. Tristan asks for the booth, should NASCAR just go back to the Gen 4 car and scrap the next gen? Ricky.
No.
Yeah, I would agree with that. No problem, Barbara. Anytime. That's the customer service you get here on J10, you know? We got you. Tristan Keith is not in this race, so I can't confirm where he is.
Jeff, can you confirm where he is? I heard that he's on Mars.
Oh. Pace car lights out. Stacanis gets a lap back again. Caleb Lingle, though, will lead us back to green here, coming to lap 15 of 105. Ricky, what do you want to see here?
I don't know. Joe, what do you want to see here?
I want to see these drivers get into a groove a little bit. I want to start to see what fall off looks like, you know? That's what I want to see.
Into a little bit of a groovy groove.
Ricky, did you eat too many lobster rolls or something?
No?
Okay.
Yes? What?
Coming back to green, Lingle with control. And back away we go. Green flag once again here from New Hampshire. Lingle able to pull ahead by a car length and a half down into turns 3 and 4 over 22 adjacent San Diego. Rest of the field, though, trying to get back. Here comes Matthew Stern looking to the inside of Steve Rubino for position. Had a run, didn't have enough. Takes a lower line down into turn 1. Going to have to get back in line. Rubino fends off the 4, but here comes the 72 looking for a pass here on the 78.
72 was looking there, but he didn't have the momentum for it. 78 Johnson going to pull away just a little bit on him. This top 4 staying pretty even here, Joe. Looking back through the field, everyone's staying pretty minding their P's and Q's at the moment. I think they're trying to get their feet underneath them here. Those few early cautions, I don't think anyone's really gotten that groove yet. Enough laps out there to really feel comfortable with what they're doing. But we do got a battle back here. Bob Gibson fighting the 27 car. That's going to be... Oh, Frank Bombi goes way up high. But Gibson gets that position. That's going to be for the 19th spot. A little further ahead, the 00 Jackson fighting the 73 Herman Reese. Herman Reese trying to make a comeback here after that early incident that he got caught up in. Not a lot of damage was inflicted on that Cadillac. So, by all accounts, that car should still be fast, Joe.
I think you just wanted to say Cadillac.
That's Cadillac sponsored Cadillac. He's sponsored by Cadillac. Who drives for him? Cadillac.
Randy Smith, Ken Hansen,
Randy
side by
Smith
side.
having a fight for position here. Hansen actually going around the upside on Randy Smith. Smith looks like he actually lets him on by there, Joe, but now the 81's going to try to take advantage of it. Troy Donahue, and I don't think that was Smith's plan. I think he just wanted to be nice to the 94. 28's getting to the inside of him, too. Now he's getting everyone.
Yeah, sometimes if you give an inch, they take a football field, you know?
That is true. Jeff Sekenis fighting with the 00 Jackson. Jeff Sekenis, another one that's been kind of mired back in the field here in that 31 machine.
Goes by the 10. Herman Reese, something's wrong with the 10 car. Randy Smith. Rayleigh looking for a spot here on Cloud to the inside for 4th.
Rayleigh trying to go for that spot on Jim Cloud. Cloud going to give him the position. You see the 112 going to just slide up in front of him, but now 11 gets close. 72 gets close to the 112 going through the corner.
Steve Rubino in the 07 applying some pressure to the back of Steve Grant. Steve and Steve show here. Top 3, though, have pulled away from the rest of the field. They're still in a nicely close-knit pack.
Last time by, Jason San Diego ran his fastest lap of the race, and actually last 2 or 3 laps have been running faster than Lingle, just very slowly catching him. Very close intervals here. Again, about why it's so hard to pass in New Hampshire. Everyone's running such close lap times. You really need to be taking every single 100th of a second that you can find out there to get some position on someone. Comes 78 to Ryan Johnson looking on the inside. The 22 Jason San Diego not there yet. D. Johnson, though, getting really close to the 22 there in the middle of the corner. San Diego going to get the run coming off, it looks like. And Joe, Jason San Diego hasn't really dropped off that much. Ryan Johnson just picked up the speed here.
Oh, and, we had a couple cautions there, but fuel mileage probably around 40, 45 laps, I would assume. Could be wrong. Might be able to go further. Might be a little bit shorter. But what we do know, Ricky, is that we're about halfway through that run right now.
That's interesting because Caleb Lingle ran his fastest lap of the race last time by at 28.583. So gives you an idea that we're halfway through the run. You could still pull out a lap time like that about where the tire wear is out here tonight.
Hensky and Gibson battling for position. Again, the 14, you can see the damage there on the front of that Lincoln. The Ford luxury car isn't doing as good as the General Motors luxury car.
It's like real life.
Dodge on Dodge action here. Rod Weston to the inside of Gary Jackson. Weston got loose there down into turn number 3. Saw him have to slam on the brakes to catch it. It loses all momentum. Falls back 4-5 car lengths now to the 00.
13 gets on by the 29 Dueling, who's damaged from that earlier incident. 22 and 78 also clear him.
Caleb Lingle pulling extending his lead here. Folks would like to remind you that we have you covered with some great racing action here throughout the rest of the month. Next up is this Thursday night. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action returns from the Pocono Raceway. Coverage kicking off at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Then next Tuesday night, our final of our 3-week spectacular with the HOBO Racing Cup Series as they head to Pocono as well. Coverage kicking off at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action returns for the second time this year to the Richmond Raceway on July 27th. Coverage kicking off 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Those races much more live right here only on JTN, presented by our friends at SchemeHaven.com.
Lingo's still holding on to this lead, about 0.48 seconds over the 22 adjacent San Diego, but San Diego not letting him out of his sights, and likewise Ryan Johnson not letting San Diego out of his sights. So this top three staying very close together right now. A little further back though, Rayleigh in the 11th, Steve Grant racing here with Steve Rubino following in tow. Everyone kind of running through the field in a single file line right now, trying to look for any battles on track, Joe. It seems like everyone kind of on a different prerogative here as this run's getting into the second half and those tires are wearing in a little bit.
Got some, like, you know, as you said, you kind of got some groupings, right? You got your top three, then your next three. Matt Stern kind of in his own little zip code right now. Same can be said about Fugate in the 9. You got another grouping with Cloud, Castle, Hansen, and McLean there in the 28, kind of holding on to the back of this group. There you see Ken Hansen, that 94 Coors Light Ford. And Rubino there in the 44. Sitting in the 14th position right now. In front of him's Herman Reese, who's 13th. Jess DeKennis, the next car in line, still down a lap to the leader. 31 started on pit lane. DeKennis actually down 3 laps to the leader. Make a move to the inside of Rubino. It's the thing, when you're down laps, you can't necessarily just let the, you know, kind of let the lead lap guys go, because you can't be held up by them, Ricky.
Yeah.
Here comes Ryan Johnson. As caution, never mind, he's not making a move. Ron Simpson around in turn number 2. Caution out for the 3rd time here tonight. Like, he just gets loose here, Ricky, and car just goes around on him.
And we talked about it before, how quickly those cars will snap around on you.
And Simpson Fence Company 25 hits the fence. But all the leaders down the pit lane for the first time tonight. Would expect a bunch of 4-tire stops here with this first large migration down the pit lane. Steve Grant able to get a couple spots on pit lane in the 11. slow stop for Steve Rubino in the 07. He loses 4 spots on the pit lane. And working our third caution of the night. Ricky, what's your favorite New Hampshire memory?
Going to a race.
All right, that was awesome.
I always
Ricky.
remember my first time going there in 08. I don't remember anything important happening. I remember the race being pretty boring. Greg Biffle won, though.
That's cool, I guess. At least you didn't get, like, you know, a guy that was winning every week. Right? Maybe, I don't know.
That's true. I mean, Greg Biffle was on it in 2008.
Was he winning every week, though?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. How many wins did he have in 2008? Is Greg Biffle a NASCAR Hall of Famer?
No. Yes.
What do you think?
Yes. No. Yes. Yes. No. Yes.
19 Cup wins, 20 Xfinity wins, 17 truck wins, title in trucks and Xfinity. He had 2 wins in 2008. And they were back-to-back. The race you went to in Loudon, and then the next week at Dover. Greg says Biffle not in the Hall of Fame in chat. This is an interesting question that we will ponder in the future, but right now we're about ready to go back green. I like these quick cautions tonight, Ricky. I love quick cautions. They make my life so much better. But Caleb Lingle leading us back. Steve Grant now in second. Teammate Jason San Diego in third. Ryan Johnson. Eddie Rayleigh, your top 5. Lingle, though, with control, and back away we go. Green flag once again here from New Hampshire. Oh, we got one on the inside wall. It's Matthew Stern in the number 4. Sideways, middle of the racetrack. Oh, he backs into Stakanis. Caution. Oh, man.
Looks like everyone checks up here, Joe. And the 4 Stern gets in the back of Eddie Rayleigh in the 112. And Ken Hansen, nowhere to go, gets in the back of the 4 a little bit. But poor Matt Stern just sitting here in the 31. Jeff Stakanis kind of get pinned right behind him.
4 backed up. Right?
Did he?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I see that car move.
Okay.
I think that's one of those you're gonna look back on and you're gonna be like, why did I do that? How did I do that? If you're Matt Stern. But as you said, I mean, the cause of this caution is the stack up there. 4 gets to the back of the 112, 94 into the back of the 4. 94 then finishes the job. Pace car driver needs new shorts. Fair enough. Caution out for the 4th time here tonight. Not a lot of action down on pit lane. But Caleb Lingle's still your race leader. He's led every green flag lap here tonight. 17 folks currently tuning in. Thank you. Make sure if you haven't already, click that like button on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on JTN. Well, Tate, you know, physics or something. I don't know. Chemistry, maybe. Ricky, do we have chemistry?
Yeah, we go. That's us going. The chemistry does, you know, when it's put in the beaker and they go. No.
Eh.
That's all I got.
Hmm. Ricky, our banter's off tonight.
Is it on tonight?
Must be.
How's it off?
I don't
Explain
know.
that to me.
It feels like it's off.
I think you're off. Want better banner, Joe? I'll give you a better banner.
Okay.
What do you call a duck that doesn't quack?
I don't know what.
A dead duck.
Wow. Okay.
Good banter here on JTN.
Good banter. Got any other jokes?
Yeah, what do you call... What do you call a dinosaur that can't sit down?
What do you call a dinosaur that can't sit down, Ricky?
Tyrannosaurus.
Can you say that on stream?
Is that on our barrier?
I don't know.
Was
Gil
that-
Jr. said it on
I mean,
NBC, so...
yes, I think so. I think so.
Okay.
Reply in chat. Am I allowed to say ass on stream?
And you said it again. We've now been rated PG-13.
Rated PG-13 for mild ass. Coming back to the green, Caleb Lingle still leading in that 113 car with the 11 of Steve Grant all over his ass. Coming to the line
my
here on the
goodness.
front straightaway, waiting for that green flag. Caleb Lingle waiting for it in the restart zone. Here we go. Green flag back in the air, New Hampshire.
I think the folks at home can just hear me screaming in my head right now. Lingle with control. Steve Grant there in second. As you said, Jason San Diego third. Let's see how the field sorts things out here at the front. There's single file off of turn number 2. Ryan Johnson with a run. Not enough to get to the inside of the 22. He head down into 3.
Wait, hey, isn't this one because Sally had no arms?
Jason San Diego with a run on teammate Steve Grant. Gonna try to get to the inside.
Jim Gloud to the inside of Ron Simpson for the 15th spot. Gloud really threw it in. Excuse me, that was the 16th spot, not 15th. But he just got to the inside of Hinsky for 15th spot. That 72 car moving early here. This back half of the field, trying to make some headway.
72 good on the short run. A big moment there off of turn number 4. Gonna get passed.
Almost 3 wide on the front straightaway here, Joe, between the 25, the 81, the 72. Oh, they're still getting dicey as Troy Donahue gets loose, goes up the track. Oh, the 81 goes around and he hangs on to it.
He went around, he hit the wall, and he's still going straight.
You go all the way around, I guess. There's a lot of damage on the nose of that 81 Little Caesars car, though, Joe.
That's not good.
But he clobbered that wall. I mean, he was on 2 wheels.
He was hot and ready?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going around again.
Oh, no.
Round into turn 1 goes the 81 of Troy Donahue. Caution, going to be out here for the 5th time tonight. Help from Rod Weston.
I got a little help from the 19 there.
Yeah, Tate, Sally could kick the door. Just saying. Yeah, Donahue spun there by Weston in the 19. Field once again behind our Dodge Charger safety car. Now, Ricky, you had an epiphany that all folks that like cars, like good cars, have. You care to share that with the folks at home?
What, that Dodge Chargers are fun?
Yeah.
I mean, the newer ones, I mean. The current era ones are fun, yes.
Wait, what ones weren't fun?
The K-car ones?
Okay, well, those...
Actually, they weren't K-cars. They were on the Dodge Omni platform, which is a different platform. Actually.
Hey, Tristan has to make his way on the podcast first. He's not getting our invites or something. Something's getting lost in translation. I think he needs to keep asking each and every week on the Fake Racers podcast. Go check it out. Myself, Davey Hazard, Matthew Steelman talk about all things in the world of racing. This week, we had no clue what to talk about, so, go watch it. Recorded it last night. Don't even remember what we talked about, Ricky. We talked about Truex winning.
Joe, did you know this track is presented in Comcast HD? Remember Comcast?
Yeah.
Now it's Xfinity.
Wow.
This track's a little dated. I don't
Isn't
believe
it?
It's a Sprint Cup Series. It's
Hey.
a Lennox Industrial Tools 301 either.
Listen, here's the thing.
Here's the thing, Joe.
Here's the thing. Rick.
All these stands aren't here anymore either.
Yeah, wait, the ones down there in turns 1 and 2?
No, 3 and 4 is where a lot of stands got taken down.
Oh. That sucks.
Yeah, they weren't, I mean,
It happened at Michigan,
everyone
too.
wanted to be on the front straightaway anyways, but like...
Yeah. Why would you sit in turn, 3 and 4?
Why do you think they tore them down?
No, because Did they move them?
No, they just tore them down.
They just tore them down? They didn't, try to move them somewhere to another track or something?
Or maybe, I don't know.
Go them to, Kentucky? I have this feeling that Speedway Motorsports, they just...
Joe, can you believe that NASCAR is celebrating its 60th year in the year of 2008, as there's billboards all over the track celebrating it?
That's awesome, man.
I can't believe NASCAR is really 60 years old on its 75th year.
You think they'll make it another 15 years?
Do you think they'll make it another 75 years?
I don't know, actually. Isn't that crazy to think about? Have you ever thought about that?
What?
Sports as we know them, in the current iteration that they're in. Compared to human history, it's relatively new,
Yeah.
So will things like NASCAR be around for our entire lifetimes? Yeah, probably, maybe. Or the NFL or the NHL or these other major sports leagues, but will they be around for our grandchildren's lifetimes? That's...
I mean, people just like racing stuff. Cars are relatively new too. We had baseball before we had cars.
Yeah, that's true. Imagine having to travel from Brooklyn, New York to Boston by horse and buggy. I guess they would have rode the train. Never mind. I forgot trains existed. Just like the American government, because they don't build train stations. Caleb Lingle with control here for the restart. Coming to lap 52 at 105. Green flag. We're back underway.
Jason San Diego making sure he's right on the back bumper of that 113, just about pushing that Ford Fusion down to turn number 1.
Don't let him leave you. Jason San Diego trying to keep with Caleb Lingle here off of turn number 2.
Joe, do you think that might have been a little bit of mind games too? Try to see if you can get Lingle to overdrive turn 1 if you just get a little bit of a push.
Maybe. I mean, you try to get him up out of the groove, get the track position, get the clean air on the nose of that 22 car. I think that's a wise strategy right now, Ricky. Update 11 to Steve Grant down in pit road. Greg Zosky reporting. Steve was too close to the pit wall and was only able to get the 2 tires on the last stop, waiting for everyone to pit again to get 4 fresh ones. Thank you, Greg. See Steve Rubino, Rick Castle, Jeff Fugate all together here on track. A little bit ahead of them, Ken Hansen. Towards the back, got some side-by-side. Simpson to the inside of Gary Jackson for position. We'll take it. Randy Smith now to the inside of the 00 as well. Smith was up inside the top 10 at one point tonight, but quickly fell back. Don't know what the issue was that might be plaguing this 10 car, but gains another spot back. Rayleigh with a big moment there off turn number 4. Dove to the inside of the 11 of Grant. Not able to do anything. Got 4 tires on the 112, 2 on the 11. Saying a lot of numbers. Next one I'll give you is my social. Get your pen and pencil ready.
All right, hang on. Let me get pen and pencil. All right, Joe. That's right. 113 and Lingle still leading here by about 0.43 seconds. Coming up, though, on the 27 of Frank Bombi. Budweiser Chevy's going to be the next car to go a lap down. No one actually a lap down at the moment. Only car out of the race is Jeff Skennis, 31 car. There's 113 right in the back of the 27. 27 going to go up the track, give him that spot. You could put the 22 in a bad spot, though. No fault at 27, though. You just can't go any higher up the track, and they need every inch of turn 4 there to get that run off.
And Frank, it's not been Frank's night in this 27 car, but doing a good job of staying out of the way of the leaders. Always got to send our recognition of the guys that are good, do a good job of kind of letting these guys run their race while they're out there running their own. Be careful, he'll clips the wall. I just scared Hansen there in the 94. That might have, he did. Oh, he's up in the... There's dirt up there. What?
What?
Did you see that?
Yeah, a little bit.
There's dirt.
Joe, have you ever?
No. What was that? There might be some extra grip up there if you can kind of rip the cushion a little bit. Top 3 back as they were earlier on. Caleb Lingle, Jason San Diego, and Ryan Johnson. They've built a gap back to 4th place. Steve Grant, Eddie Rayleigh, Ken Hansen, Fugate in the 9, Rick Castle, Steve Rubino, Keith McLean. Now your top 10. Urban Reese has rebounded up into 11th. They're taking some damage in an earlier incident to the nose of that Cadillac. Just over halfway here from New Hampshire.
Lingle's still hanging on to the lead here, but San Diego's gotten that lead down, that gap down to about 0.2, a little close to 0.3 of a second. But it looks like he's starting to... He's kind of back and forth in it. He's losing a little bit right now, back down to 0.47. So I think this 113 just found something here in the last few laps.
Keith McLean applying some pressure to the back of Steve Rubino for 9th. Right now, you kind of just have a freight train that's formed behind 4th place. Steve Grant, and we talked about it being so difficult to pass here, Ricky. And you're starting to see it because that 11 car, he's only got 2 tires that he's working with right now, but able to hold on to his 4th place position. Caution.
It was a 19 Rod Weston, perhaps? No. Where's the caution for?
Contact between the 81 and the 29 right in front of our leaders.
Oh.
We're good at our jobs, folks. Donahue just gets into dueling in the 29. Puts him in the wall. Caution number 6 on the night? 7? Lost count.
Yes.
Wasn't keeping count, honestly. Sometimes people are like, well, why do you say what number caution is? Are you trying to, like, make fun of us or something? No, I like to count, you know? But tonight, not one of those nights. Everyone gonna come down pit lane. Gets us close to our window to make it to the end of this thing. Legal first one down. Race off pit lane. Keith McLean wins it. Caleb Lingle, Jason San Diego. Ryan Johnson, Eddie Rayleigh. Steve Grant loses a spot on pit lane, but I think still net positive, or at least back to where he was. Fugate, Rick Castle, Herman Reese, Gary Jackson, Steve Rubino. Another bad pit stop for the 017. All right, Ricky. We're setting up for what could be the final run of this race. What are you looking for?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm looking to see if anyone can maintain that lead there, other than Lingle.
I've
I
already
think
seen.
Keith's going to have a chance to give it a shot.
I mean, we've seen Keith go around here tonight already in this 28 car. I have to think maybe 2 tires helps with that. Maybe gives him a better handle on the setup. Does that make sense? Maybe. But I'm not the analyst up here. Ricky is. Ready for this restart? I'm ready for this restart. You ready for this restart?
Right for the restart.
AJ says track position is everything at this point. I would agree. Keith McLean with control here for the restart, coming to lap 68 of 105. Green flag. We're back underway. Good restart for the 28. Pulls out to about a half car length lead. Here comes Lingle off of turn number 2. Gonna try to get a little bit of a run here. Single file down the back straightaway. Ford versus Ford at the front of the field.
Keith McLean gets up high. The 113 going to get down low. Can he get that position there? Got a nose to the inside. Can't do it. Keith hangs on to it, but Lingle going to make a charge here into turn number 1.
Lingle trying to take back the lead that he has held for every green flag lap up until this point here
Lingle
tonight.
Gets a little loose, Joe.
He's back in dirty air for the first time tonight too, Ricky. If Keith McLean can hold on to the lead for a few laps here, that might be all he needs to kind of equalize out with the 113. We watch and wait and see. Right now it's 28, 113, 22, 78, and 112. Your top 5 field single file as we quickly go through them. As Rod Weston is parked perpendicular, the pit wall caution is out, and he has parked it. Oh, man. There's a replay. Something's not right with this 19 car. He's just driving through the grass.
He's skewered on the wall, too.
He's a lawnmower, and then bam. I don't think you put mellow yellow on your kebabs. Typically. Guess you could if you wanted to. Maybe make like a marinade out of it. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Julian. I also agree that we got some great racing coming up here on JTM. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action heads to Pocono on Thursday. Coverage kicking off at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Then it's the HOBO Racing Cup Series from Pocono next Tuesday, 1 week from tonight. And then Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action heads to Richmond on July 27th. Those races and much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN. Only on JTN, Ricky.
Only on JTN.
Only. What do you say to that?
I don't know.
Maybe, KJ. I'm not sure. Now, I have an idea, Ricky. So,
What?
dirt, the way the physics work of this game, does dirt cool your tires down at all?
Yes.
So maybe you get your tires a little too hot. Maybe you run up in the dirt there in turns 1 and 2 to kind of cool them off a little bit. Huh?
That's true.
Ricky's not having that, folks. Did you hear that reaction? Oh, that's true, Joe. Oh. Could do that, I guess. Oh. Why you gotta be passive-aggressively mean like that, Ricky? So we talked about it. You weren't able to go back for the rain delayed race on Monday, but were you up there Saturday for the Xfinity race, or were you just going for Cup race?
I was just there for the Cup race.
Oh, so you didn't see any racing, huh? Did you do anything?
No, we
least?
just went up for the race, and it was we got soaked, so we left, and then I couldn't go back the next day.
So you didn't like go buy anything. You didn't. You just drove up to New Hampshire and then drove back.
Yep, basically.
Okay.
So much rain. There was tornado warnings everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. You wave around there for the 29. All right, Ricky, you ready for this restart? 31 laps to go. Oh boy. I hope you're ready.
I have my mic. I have my mic muted there, Joe.
That's okay.
Yes, I am ready. I'm
now
trying to
you
talk, and I
are,
realized I
right?
muted my mic for a second. But yes, I am very ready to go. We'll see if Keith McClain can hang on to this with 30 laps to go. 31 laps, I guess, when we come back here. Waiting on the green flag. That Zebra Cake car in the catbird seat. Waiting on that big old green flag. And here we go. We're back racing at New Hampshire.
Keith McClain with a good restart there. Top three all with each other heading down into turn one. Off corner two, McClain able to hold on to the lead. Lingle, though, staying within striking distance. One slip up from the 28 will
Oh, we're
prove
back on the
costly.
caution. 27 and the 29 together in turn one, Joe.
Watching out once again here from Loudon, and the 20.
Oh, the 29 went flipping.
He caught air. He did a kickflip.
Looks like the 27 to Bombi just went around by himself. 29 got into him and pole vaulted into the fence.
Oh, he pole vaulted. I like that one. J-Dog just asked, did anyone die yet? You be
Oh,
the
yeah.
judge. There you go. Had to ask. Oh, a Racing Cup Series action here tonight on JTN. Dueling in the 29. Hard and into the fence on top of the wall. He actually went in the fence. We made the joke about the Simpson Fence Company 25 getting in the fence. Well, that time 29 got into the catch fence. And that's why you build them, folks. That's why you build them. Keep the cars in the racetrack. That's what it did. Did its job. Alright, Ricky. How we feeling right now? We feeling okay? We feeling good? We liking what we're seeing? Is your microphone muted?
It was again, Joe. Yes, I am ready to go. I am excited, and I am ready, much like the spaghetti.
You're what?
Yes.
Okay. What if I bought a Dodge Shadow? What'd you think of that?
Might disown you.
Really? Not an Omni car guy, or is that a K car? What is? What would that be?
That's a K car.
That's
I
a K
think.
car. Why do I want to buy old Dodges? I like to work on cars.
That's true. Maybe you can. I'm just telling you, it's made out of fucking like. Oh,
my
I didn't say words
goodness.
like that. I didn't say
my
the words.
goodness.
No.
Oh my
I
goodness.
lost the filter. I'm
There's
sorry.
no way.
You got me talking casual. I
There
forgot.
is no way. Ricky, this is a
There's
family
one in the
establishment.
jar.
In your own home, of all
I
places.
know. Well, that's the thing. You got me doing my Boston voice. You know. A lot of expletives.
I
and,
apologize,
you know,
folks. I
F words.
apologize.
Yeah. So,
We are a family
I said
establishment.
contact the FCC.
You do not. You.
I mean, you can. I'm just. It's like the Dodge Shadow was like made out of like duct tape and like.
No, we're past that now, Ricky. We're not going back to
Tonka
that
truck
conversation.
plastic. You're not going to work on it more than you're going to be miserable as it disintegrates
Keith
underneath
McLean
you.
with control here for the restart. Ricky has been disowned. Caleb Lingle there in second. Jason San Diego, Ryan Johnson, Eddie Rayleigh, your top five, and Ken Hansen up to sixth here. Great flag. We're back underway. 26 laps to go here tonight from New Hampshire. McLean with a good restart once again. Here comes Lingle, though, with a big run off the corner. He's going to go.
Gets loose and the 22 checks up for him. How did they save that, Joe?
Oh, they ran into each other. They saved it. Ryan Johnson, the big loser and all that, falling outside the top five. Here comes a big run from Steve Grant Carr into the outside wall. It's Rick Castle, the 124. Caution.
Joe, you do not get that many second chances like we just saw with Caleb Lingle. By all accounts, that car should have spun and Jason San Diego should have spun, and how they didn't is nothing short of astounding.
Replay of the incident here with Castle. 11 of Steve Grant checks up. Fugate gets to the back of him. Castle gets to the back of Fugate. Urbino gets to the back of the 124. Get a view from overhead. Kind of got turns 3 and 4, kind of our weaker cameras here tonight. And 11.
Camera 2's a little better.
.40 in effect. I think what folks want to see, though, too, here. What happens off of turn number 2? So Keith McLean gets really loose there. Lingle checks up. Jason San Diego somehow didn't touch the 113. Ryan Johnson got into the back of Jason, though. And Ryan Johnson loses 2 spots in all of that. So he'll fall back outside the top 5 after being 3rd there on the restart, with some ground to make up to get back into that position. He's 4th, I guess, so lost 2 spots still. Been 3rd most of the night. But, Ricky, have any other exploits for the folks at home tonight?
No, I'll be a good boy, I swear.
Please don't swear.
Oh, God. Ah!
Yeah. Yeah. So, if you're Keith, now you had your so you talked about Caleb Lingle getting his mulligan. Well, I think Keith got his mulligan there too, because he got loose and Caleb did a good job not running him over. If you're the 113 and that happens, say we get a restart with 5 to go, how much space do you really give that 28?
Not a lot.
You don't cut him that break?
Speaking of chat being brought up, though, is that these cautions might be helping that 28 level out the tire temps a little bit. That might help them.
Yeah.
Kind of get some of that lap time back on these guys to help fend them off.
I think at this point, those tires have equalized out with the guys that took 4.
Yep.
Pace car lights are out. We'll go back green, coming lap 85 of 105. 21 laps to go. Keith McLean with control for the restart. Caleb Lingle, Jason San Diego, Eddie Rayleigh, Ken Hansen, your top 5. Ryan Johnson slipping back into 6th. Huh. What do you make of it, Ricky?
I think we're going to get a big mess here, Joe.
No faith, huh?
No.
Okay.
I mean, no. But yes, but also probably no.
Keith McLean with control. Green flag back underway. 26 laps to go. 21, sorry. Pardon me. Good restart from the 28. Caution, though. Back out.
What a caution out for this time, Joe.
That's
we got a
Stern.
big mass back here. 29, 27, 4, the 81.
And Trey Donahue gets into the back of the 4 going into 1. Okay, look at it.
Yeah, it looks like Donahue gets in a little too deep on Matt Stern. Sends him right around. 27 spins, trying to make sure he doesn't run through these guys. I think the 29, I just thought he was in there because he was slow rolling through it, and that car's got a lot of damage, but I guess that car already had all that damage.
Yeah, remember he was in the catch fence a couple cautions ago?
Yeah, but it looks like there's more damage somehow, but I don't think there is. I think you're right.
He was quite literally ripping the fence.
Quite literally. Literally.
Quite. Alright, Ricky. Cautions, they keep happening. Your Caleb Lingle's sitting there in second. You feel like you have the best car out there, but you haven't found a way around this 28. Nor have you really had the chance to kind of get into a group to find your way around him. What is the move at this point?
You just want to keep that heat on that 28. You know he's got older tires. If you need him to screw up, then, yeah, perfect place to jump in.
Folks, would like to remind you to please drop a like on the video if you haven't already, and subscribe to us here on JTN. We're inching ever so close to 1,400 subscribers. Really like to get to that number by the end of August. As always, can't thank you enough for tuning into JTN each and every week. And we're live Thursday night with the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series from Pocono. We'll be back live next Tuesday here to complete our 3 weeks with HOBO Racing before the Maverick Cup Series returns the first week of August. August 1st, believe it or not. Keith McLean will have control here for the restart, coming back to lap 90. 16 laps will remain when we get the green flag. And if you're Caleb Lingle, if you're Jason San Diego, if you're Ryan Johnson, Steve Grant, Ken Hansen, anyone up here towards the front of the field, you want some green flag laps. Eddie Rayleigh. Give yourself an opportunity to get back to the front of the field. A top 10, a top 5, depending on where you've run here tonight. Steve Rubino, Dan Rubino running 10th and 11th right now. It'd be an interesting battle there if we get back going. You always want to beat your sibling. Keith McLean, though, with control here at the front of the field. Lingle in second. Dodge Charger safety car is in. Playing with control. And green flag. We're back underway here from New Hampshire.
Keith McLean gets a
he's
little bit
loose.
slidey there, Joe. Those tires looked a little greasy going through 1 and 2, but he keeps that lead.
Keith is probably one of the only guys that's just, he's hoping for a caution. He's hoping for more of them here towards the end of this race. In this 28 car, that thing is wicked loose right now. Lingle with a good run through 3 and 4.
Keith's gonna make Lingle work for it. Lingle's gonna shoot to the inside, can't do it. Keith's gonna dive it in, keep it down low. Caleb Lingle goes up the track. 22, Jason San Diego's gonna get to the inside of him. Joe, he didn't want that to happen.
No, he did not. Lingle now back to third, and Jason San Diego sits in second in the 22. Lingle now has to make up 2 spots in the closing laps of this race, and a big move to the inside.
Oh, here comes Lingle. He knows he's got to get past San Diego if he wants a shot at this 28 car. Can't get by him, though.
That car is not... I don't know if it's handling good or if it's handling bad right now, but I don't think he likes how it's handling.
It seemed like something was afoot there. He's had this field covered all night, and it just seemed like on that restart, something wasn't right with the car. He went in. He gave that 28 some heat, and I think he was expecting the car to stick, and it just didn't look like it sticked.
Stuck.
Stacked. Storked. Yeah, Lingle get back to the inside of the 22. Jason San Diego, who is not a stork. Oh, but Lingle gets loose. Did you see how much that nose dipped into the ground? That's him slamming on those brakes, trying to get it to rotate.
He's trying to find a way around him. Ricky, I don't know if he's going to be able to with how this car just, it is not good in traffic.
I don't even know if that's not good in traffic, Joe. I'm wondering if he's kind of burned his stuff out. That car's just got a weird nature about it right now.
Further on back, see the battle for the top 5. Rayleigh in 4th, Hansen in 5th, Johnson in 6th. Guys all underneath a blanket. Ray Jackson losing a couple spots in the 00 there. The 10 of Randy Smith, the 124 of Rick Castle. Again, closing in on the end of this race. Keith McLean, your race leader.
And Joe, remember, Keith was spun out earlier. Right at the start of this race, he spun that car all by himself. And look at that. What a comeback for Keith McLean on a tire gamble right now. Try to hold these guys off, and Caleb Lingle gets loose again.
He's trying.
That car went to a 4-wheel slide there coming off of turn 2.
He is trying right now. Look at these. I mean, just look at how much he's sending it down into the corner.
And Joe, Keith's running about even times with Jason San Diego, so gonna make it even harder for that 22 car to get around him if he can get to him. But Lingle wants that spot back. You know he wants that spot back. You can't be leading that many laps and then be like, yeah, I'm gonna sit with third.
Jason's catching him too, little by little, but he's catching him here at the front of the field.
I think it was mainly because they caught that lap car going by last time, the 29 of dueling. We'll see what it looks like coming across the line here, because they definitely got close. Keith ran a 28.712, 5.62 for Jason San Diego's fastest lap of the race. So I think Jason San Diego definitely found something. Hit the old silver boogie switch on the floor there and found something, because he is flying right now.
Ricky, I'm grinning ear to ear because right now we have a three-way battle for the lead in the closing stages of this race here at New Hampshire. Jason,
Now we're under caution, Joe.
Never mind. Oh, contact! Jason gets back to the line. Car around here off of turn 2. It's loud in the 72. Now this sets us up for, getting a
late race. It's not going to be a green white checkered, but it's going to be. I mean, we're about
3 laps to go.
8 laps to go right now, so I'd imagine we'll probably get going somewhere around like 5 or 4 laps to go. Look at the 72 and the 124 just got together there.
Yeah, 72 gets in the 124. It looks like hard to tell if one's coming down. Get an overhead view. The lines are so weird. Yeah, it looked like 124 was coming down. The other view made it look like the 72 was coming up.
Who says New Hampshire's boring?
A lot of people, actually.
Shut
what? Shut your dirty mouth?
Shut your mouth.
Ricky, I'm not the one that dropped a 4-letter word.
I mean,
I'll say it again. Folks, how much should I dock Ricky's pay? Should that be our GTN fan poll of the night? That'd be awful.
that would be very funny. Now, Joe, I think right now it's just a matter of when are we gonna get this lights off the pace car?
Good question. We'll go at least 2 more circuits here. That puts us to maybe going back green on 102, so that would be 3 to go. 4 to go? That'd be 4 to go. 102, 103, 104, 105. Gotta count. Woohoo!
Waiting to see what we get on that confirmation on what's going to be that one last lap to go.
Alright, let's see. Pace car lights will go out. So we'll go back green coming to lap 102. So 4 laps to go and we get the green flag. Keith McLean with control. Jason San Diego, though, now in second. Caleb Lingle in third. Eddie Rayling, Ken Hansen, your top 5. Ryan Johnson, Steve Grant, Herman Reese, Steve Rubino, Fugate, Dan Rubino, Bob Gibson, Randy Smith, Gary Jackson, Jan Hensky, Matt Stern, Rick Castle, Frank Bombi, Wyatt Doling. Still out there with damage 29, but going to finish this race here tonight. Hey, mad respect, right? Always respect the guys that finish the race. Finish the dang race. Keith McLean looking to seal the deal here tonight from New Hampshire. Can Mac Daddy get it done tonight? Coming to 4 laps to go when we get the green flag. Next flag will end the race. And back away we go. Green flag once again here from New Hampshire. And
the
a big
113
wobble.
Lingle spun the tires, Joe.
Rayleigh with
Here
a big
comes Rayleigh to the inside.
big run to the inside of Lingle. Not able to get there just yet. 113 out in the dust. Loose stuff in those marbles. He's lost a lot of ground. The battle, though, going to be on for the lead between McLean and San Diego. '28 trying to pull away with the lead. 3 laps to go. Here comes Caleb Lingle in the 113 trying to scratch and claw his way back up into second. Big send again into the corner, Ricky.
Keith was really up the track that time, Joe. You got to think San Diego saw that. It's going to be chomping at the bit here. Caleb Lingle right in that back bumper of that 22. He knows he has to get around San Diego here if he wants a shot at this win.
Only has about 2 miles left to do it. 2 laps to go at the line.
Let's go 28.817 for Keith McLean, 28.790 for San Diego, 28.668 for Lingle. These guys are under a blanket right now, Joe.
Mason San Diego, Caleb Lingle, they're paddling for second. Keith McLean needs these two to get side by side to just feel a little bit better about the lead that he has. Into 3 and 4 we go. McLean still with the top spot. Off of turn number 4, he wants to see the white flag, and then after that, he just wants to be the first one to see the next flag.
One lap to go here. Keith McLean leading, coming off of turn 2. Jason San Diego right there with him. San Diego's going to have one last shot here in 3 and 4. Can he do anything with Keith McLean?
Saw Caleb Lingle wallop the wall there off of turn 3. Going to take him out of this conversation for the win. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. A big run coming from the 22 of Jason San Diego, but too little too late. Keith McLean takes home the victory tonight in New Hampshire.
And the tires held out, Joe.
They did. Your finishing order there across the top of your screen. But Mac Daddy gets it done here tonight. Gotta at least win one of the races that you sponsor, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
He'll bring it around and burn it down for the fans here in New Hampshire. You think he's going to bring us zebra cakes?
It would be nice. It would be thoughtful.
Keith McLean, your race winner here tonight. We'll get results on your screens momentarily, and while we work on that, let's get a word with our friends from Auto Sim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team, or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear, because Auto Sim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim 2's Sim mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. Again, folks, AutoSim 2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. You can go check it out. Again, AutoSim 2 now available on Steam for $9.99. Let's go ahead and get these interviews started. Tonight, we'll go ahead and start with our third place finisher. He's the driver of the number 113 Ford, leads 63 of our 105 laps tonight. Caleb Lingle. Caleb, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, I got to ask this question. I gotta just ask it straight up. What more did you need there at the end? Because your car just looked so dominant in the clean air. Was track position really that big of a deal?
Track position is pretty big here, really big, and all the cautions there after our pit stop really hurt me. Keith took 2 tires, and he had older lefts, and if we'd have stayed green, the tire wear would have really started showing for him. But yeah, more laps under green, and then a little bit better track position. I think if I'd have came off first off a pit road there, I wouldn't have had to deal with all that.
When you're you're fighting from behind a little bit there. You're second on that restart. He got out in front of you. Compared to if you got that lead off a pit road, what is that? Is the difference just you have to push it a little bit harder being right behind him, trying to find the lead as quick as possible, knowing that cautions are coming? Or is it just, just not being able to manage the tires maybe as well with a clean racetrack in front of you?
Yeah, that's the first I was around him all night. I wasn't sure where his lifting points and braking points were, so I had to pay attention to that, learn where those things were, and he got loose in front of me a few times. I had to avoid them. So managing tires is kind of hard when you're right behind somebody trying to hunt them down too. So I was trying to do that, hoping we'd have some long green flag runs, but that didn't work out for me.
Still a good performance tonight, especially after last week where you had a really strong car and weren't able to get the finish after getting involved in an incident early on. How big of a deal is that to have come off of what was a poor performance for you in this 113 team last week, even though you rallied to get a good finish with the damage? But how important is it to get a good finish tonight, have a strong performance after what was a disappointing Atlanta 1 week ago?
Yeah, it's important. It's a good morale booster for me. It's just I'm kind of bummed right now, really not getting, because I felt like this was mine and this is my race here. So right now I'm bummed, but a few days from now I'll look back and see third was that's not bad.
Well, Caleb, again, a fantastic run here tonight. No, it's not the result that you and this team were looking for, but still. Congratulations on the podium. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. You got a lot of great partners, a lot of great folks cheering you on. You're a pro at this. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Yes, thank you, Joe. I thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I thank my teammates for working with me and helping me out with, and everyone out here, Rubinos for putting this on, this league on, and Keith and others that have pitched in for this broadcast. Really love the broadcast, and family likes to watch it too. So big shout out to friends and family that are watching.
Well, Caleb, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. Another strong run. Wishing you luck next week at Pocono. Although we know this 113 car, you're quick everywhere. Again, congratulations, and as always, a pleasure talking with you. Can't thank you enough for your time.
Thank you, Joe.
Caleb Lingle, driver of the 113, your third place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and next bring in our race winner. He's the driver of the number 28 Zebra Cakes Ford, Keith McLean. Mac Daddy, you got a copy?
Man, you see, I had to change my paint scheme there, but the Gray Ghost been letting me down. I had to put Big Deborah on the hood tonight.
Well, Big Deborah helped you get that 28 car down into victory lane. Now, and Ricky had a question, and he's too shy to ask. But did you bring us snacks up here in the booth? I
got zebra cake rolls, oatmeal cream pies, nutty buddies. What y'all boys want?
I want some zebra cakes, so thank you for those. We'll take those, and while we scarf these down real quick, take us through your race, because early on in this thing, you have the spin, knocks you back at the start, but able to rally with a big call there to take 2 tires.
Well, it started out in qualifying. I screwed up in qualifying. Messed up, but it was all right. Then I'm just riding around in New Hampshire. I mean, y'all seen it on Sunday. Well, that was like New Hampshire on steroids. I ain't never seen them run 3 and 4 wide at New Hampshire, so I don't know what they did to the track. But it's hard to pass here. You got one groove, and sometimes you can get 2. You can be a half a second faster than the guy in front of you, but doesn't mean you can pass him. But yeah, I screwed up early in the race and I spun out and blah blah. Jeff Stacanus, steak and eggs. He was blinking in and out, and he disappeared, and I'm sitting there waiting for him to show up. So I kind of let up a little early going into turn and ended up down on the apron and in the wall. And, y'all saw it.
Mhm.
Y'all was like, here goes Mac Daddy again, his normal wrecking again. But anyway, back to the story. We got in the fuel window there. And I told Herman, I said, bro, I'm taking 2. I got to get in front because I can't pass nobody. You're back here in the pack because I run like 6 of them down and you couldn't pass them. I said, I'm taking 2. We'll see what happens. I said, I think they're going to start wrecking because they, toward the end of the race, they bunched back up. And that's exactly what happened.
Well, got incidents throughout a caution-filled race, but you make the big call there on 2 tires. Did you know that was going to be the race-winning call? How confident were you that you were going to be able to hold off Caleb and Jason and just a lot of really strong cars there at the front of the field?
I knew if I got out front of them, as long as I didn't screw up the entry to the turn, like I did the first lap in front of Caleb and went down there and I shot way up the track. And I was like, well, damn, Keith, you done give it up on the first lap. But I was able to hold him off. He cut me in brake. And then the rest of the time, I just kind of backed the turn up. And I knew it was going to be so hard for them to pass me. It was going to be me screwing up, even on 2 tires, me screwing up the win. And, hey, I got it done. Mac Daddy!
Well, we saw a couple times really loose off of turn number 2. How was that just set up or was that a 2-tire thing?
That was shifting in the 3rd gear.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Why are you boys shifting?
I wasn't shifting at all night, but I had my 3rd gear set up. So later on the run, sometimes if you're in the pack and you get caught up behind them, you get your 3rd gear so I think I was running like a 4.667. I had 3rd like at 4.8. So it just gives you a little bit more, giddy up coming out the corner. And I did that one time and yeah, it was about ugly.
Well, Keith, a fantastic run here tonight. Again, congratulations on the win. No, there's been some frustrating races for you in this 28 team, so glad to see you able to park it down to victory lane here tonight. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. A lot of great partners on the car, a lot of great folks to shout out. With that all being said, Mac Daddy, you know the drill. The floor is yours, buddy.
I'm going to tell you, boys, I've been struggling this summer. I've had a bad summer. A race Sunday was the first race I've finished like in 2 weeks. So I win tonight. I feel like I'm getting there. I want to thank all my sponsors, Little Debbie, Evan Williams, which has not been my friend lately. Thank Pamela Lamb. Me and Pamela Lamb getting ready to get naked in the pool. That's what I'm talking about.
Keith, again, always a pleasure to talk with you, buddy. Congratulations. I don't know what to do with that. Congratulations on the win here tonight. As always, it's a pleasure. Again, it's a pleasure talking with you. Always a great interview. Can't thank you enough for sponsoring the race here tonight and bringing us out to the track. We always appreciate that. Good luck next week at Pocono. Good luck on Thursday night, and hope to see you back up here in the booth, buddy.
Oh, thanks, guys. I'm sorry. I want to thank y'all for everything y'all do. We had there was like 4 or 5 guys helped sponsor these races. Oh, good Lord, I can't remember all of them now. Matt Stern, Rick Castle, me, Ryan Johnson. There's somebody I'm forgetting. I'm so sorry, but thank y'all, guys. We help you all. We couldn't do this without y'all. And Steve, and well, kind of Dan, but mostly Steve. But anyway, love y'all, guys. Later.
Well, Keith, again, congratulations on the win. Can't thank you enough for your time tonight. And go celebrate, buddy. Sounds like you're going to celebrate.
I am.
Keith McLean, Mac Daddy.
Mac Daddy.
Your race winner here tonight from New Hampshire. Ricky, are you there? Are you alive?
I'm there, Joe.
Do you wanna check in and see if we're talking with our third or second place finisher here tonight, or? You chance you go up there?
Oh yeah. Hang
check
on.
in?
Well, looks like he's. Oh, you'll see.
Just go up there. Okay, Ricky's gonna handle that, folks. Before that, again, we'd like to remind you to make sure you hit the like button on the video, subscribe. Again, doing those things helps support us so much here on JTN. We can't thank you enough for all of that support. It's always a pleasure to bring these races. Can't thank all the folks here at HOBO Racing, the admin team, Steve and Dan. Like
Joe,
he said,
it sounds like he had to step out to go spend time with family.
okay. All right.
So I would say that's where that stands right now, but he is not presently there.
Okay, well, Jason San Diego, second place finisher here tonight. Not gonna get the opportunity to talk with him because he's taking care of something more important than talking with us. Taking care of the family man. We're adding that to his resume, Ricky. How's that sound?
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
But folks, again, we can't thank you enough for tuning into JTN here tonight. It's always a pleasure to bring you these races here with HOBO Racing, with all of our league partners for that matter. But these races here on Tuesday nights always really special for us, and we can't thank all the guys here at HOBO enough for allowing us to come out and putting on a great show. With all that being said, though, folks, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for my colleague Ricky Collette, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checker. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the tri-oval. Whitehill in through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the line and a wreckage behind him. We have cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down. It doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Gordo for third.
Contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy wins the